4 years ago, I dated a girl on a class trip. It was the first time for me doing romantic things with a girl. So one evening, I want to take her out for sushi. And we go to a nice sushi place a few streets down of our accommodation because we are still on a class trip, so we have to stay near the destined area. So we go there with a couple of friends. I take two of my boys with me, and the girl also takes like three friends of her. She sits down opposite to me and talks to me the whole time, and he almost gets kind of flirty, like wants to know a lot about me. And it was the first time for me to actually get so much interest and attraction from a girl that I was just, wow, you know? So we all ordered sushi. One girl didn't like sushi, but whatever. And then we had like this big plate in front of us. It was like a bridge with a lot of sushi. And we eat it together, which was a nice experience to share this meal. So we eat the sushi and have some nice talk. And after we're done, I pay for everything except for one of my mates. And then we go back to our accommodation, into our rooms, into our separate rooms. Half an hour later, we go to a board game evening. So basically, everybody on this class trip was coming into one room of the girl which I had been dating, and then we play. It's called Werewolf, where you have all of these different cards, and there's some villagers, and they don't want to be killed by the wolves, and then there's some special cards, whatever. So I sit next to her on a chair, and it was the first time for me actually pulling a move then. I lay my arm around her, and she's almost kind of shocked looking at me. She's pulling out her phone, texting to her friend, which sits opposite on the bed from us. And she also looks kind of shocked, but also quite happy. So I thought this was a good sign, but I still got insecure and pulled back. And then we play like for a good 2 hours. During that time, two of my best mates got the armor card. It's like you can connect to people and they will be lovers, and all the time it was us. And I felt really good about this because it suddenly felt like in one evening we'd built up such a huge connection already. After 2 hours and me doing this arm stuff for one more hour, we then go to our rooms because it's already getting kind of late and the teacher doesn't want us to stay up that long. I talked to my friends about how crazy this evening actually was. Do 50 push ups, brush my teeth, and go to bed. Then a day later, we drive back from the edge of France to our home country, kind of mid Germany. When taking the train back, I actually got to sit beside the girl that I was talking to the whole time. So suddenly we were in the train. She was to the left of me, and I'm now there for 6 hours beside her. So we talk a bunch, and I'm trying to make my stupid, uncomfortable moves, like saying, "I think your hand will be in mine in 5 minutes," and then autistically looking at the clock until I say, "Okay, time's up." And then it actually was the first time for me holding hands, so it kind of worked. I fell for her during that train ride and actually thought, okay, she's going to be my girlfriend now. We come back into our home country. My parents pick me up from the train station. I go back home and talk to my friends online about how crazy all of this was. Just then, I got a text from her. "I don't think this will work out. I have a boyfriend." It was the first time crying for me in a long time. And I felt heartbroken. But okay, I'm kind of depressed for 2 weeks. After that, my life starts building up momentum again. I'm doing good in school. I'm happy during all of the school time and during my days. And after 2 months, she sends me a text. "I think I still like you." And then I'm seeing this and feel kind of good about myself. Okay, she still likes me. That means I could actually get with her again. She made it quite obvious that she wants to get with me, but I was feeling quite negative about it, so I asked my friends. one of the degenerate friends said, "Yeah, let's go for it, brother. You can get her. A woman more is a woman more." I actually said, "Yeah, I can imagine dating you." And just in that moment, like the following days, I've lost that much self respect for myself because I had just picked up a girl who cheated with me on her boyfriend during the train ride and now wanted to get with me because probably things have gotten down path for them, right? It hasn't been that long since they've been like broken off. So if you're in a similar situation, which I think many of guys can relate to this, then I would advise you to actually decline. You have to imagine, no matter how good the time was and how much you actually miss her, there was a reason you separated. And this reason still stands. It doesn't just cure itself in 6 months or 2 weeks. It's it's quite hard. And I know this. It feels quite abruptly, especially when you are kind of frustrated with not getting any other girls, and if it comes towards you, it's kind of easy taking it, right? But imagine a guy who just takes whatever he can get, what comes to him, which he actually doesn't have to work for. Do you think he will have the relationships that actually work better for him? That this will be the relationships which will be the wife and the marriage further down the line? And I feel, especially if you don't look into this into a deeper layer. Like if you just say, okay, this girl has my attraction, but you don't question anything about her past. Like, what was the reason you broke up? What was the reason that it didn't work out? Okay, she had a boyfriend and she was actually kissing me during that time. And wait, she cheated on her boyfriend, which I would I actually want a girl that would be willing to cheat on her boyfriend when the boyfriend is not around, and if she feels the other guy's better. No, actually, I do not want it because then she might cheat on me. It's these things that are quite obvious to a bunch of guys, but to be honest, it wasn't for me. I just thought, okay, this girl likes me, I don't have any other girl, so I might take this chance. And I did. And guess what happened? I couldn't really reciprocate feelings. Basically, wasted my time, basically, got into. Wasted a lot of my energy for something that I knew I didn't really want, something that I knew was kind of hopeless. So a week later, I call her off saying, "Yeah, I can't really give you back these feelings." And guess what she writes back? "Okay, it was just a thought." This bitch! It's- no, she legitimately, it felt like she had done this for attention, right? So she still had kind of feelings for me or didn't want to be alone. So she texted me and tried to build up something with me, which she knows that I've been attracted to her, so she had better chances with me. And I actually fell into a trap of being weak. And I wish for you that you do not fall into this trap, because this chump text is something that will happen to you and has probably happened to you. And it's your responsibility how to kind of shape it in a way that it will benefit your life. Most of the time, it's really just calling it off respectfully. I can't imagine a single case where it would be good to get into a situation relationship again, because quite honestly, if it hadn't worked once and you kind of broke things off because it got too hard, there were some problems, and you didn't work through them, then what is the reason that you would get back together? It would just be short pleasure. Okay, I'm alone right now. I want to have somebody by my side again. I want to call somebody my partner. This is not what we are destined for. You do not take the simple path, or maybe you do. But even then, it won't be the smart path. So, I would strongly advise you to call things like this off. And no matter how hard you have some feelings towards her, It's better being alone than being with somebody that doesn't really care for the person you are, but rather just does it for her own benefit. In any scenario, you would know that there would be a woman you would want more than her, right? So why would you give up now and take the like the uncommon loot of Fortnite instead of the waiting for farming the mets and then getting the golden scar out of the vending machine? Do you get what I'm saying? So you could work hard and then later down the line get something that you would much rather want to have instead of the trash, instead of the degenerate girl. Have some principles and stick to your own truth. Until then, stay safe and good luck.